Hi folks, welcome back to the shop here at Project Pine Hills. Today we're talking about this pair of Knipex 6-inch twin grip slip joint pliers. Part number 8201150. They're made in Germany. Now, these were newly announced from Knipex. It's a 150 millimeter pair of Knipex twin grip pliers. You can see they're 150 millimeters right there, made in Germany. If I open them up, you can see it's stamped with made in Germany right there as well. They also are offering these now in a 10-inch pair. So the original pair came in 8-inch, as you can see right here. So there's your size difference. And the 8-inch really is probably the sweet spot in terms of size. I mean, it really gives you a lot of versatility when it comes to these pliers. But Knipex came out with these first, and now they've come out with a pair of 10-inch and this 6-inch pair. Now, I think the 6-inch pair, for me, will lend itself to be handier than the 10-inch pair. Now, why would you want a pair of these twin grip pliers? What makes them different? Right off the bat, you notice here, as we hinge these pliers, one of these arms floats through the other one, right? So this handle here and the jaw goes through an opening here in the other handle. This top handle here you can see is just one piece of metal, okay, and it's split down the middle with a hinge. Right, I'll flip it over and you can see it falls right there between those two pieces of metal. That gives these pliers a very balanced grip. So when you draw down on them, it's very balanced all the way across the jaws here on these pliers. By comparison, if you look at a pair of traditional Channellock pliers or tongue and groove pliers, and this is just a classic pair of Channellock 440 pliers made in the USA. You can see here that we have the tongue right here, okay, and that tongue slips into a groove all the way down the side there. You can see there, just going to pop that into different grooves, and of course that gives you a different size on the pliers, all right? But really it's two different handles here, right? You have the jaw and the handle extend down one side, and then a jaw and a handle extend down the other side. And so what that means is when these pliers, when you grip down on these, naturally these two plier handles are sort of pushing apart. They're riveted together, but they're driven apart by the very nature of how they're put together. Whereas when you look at these twin grips, and it's the same with Cobra pliers, they put one of these handles through the other one. That gives you that balanced grip. Now, at the essence, these are just a pair of slip joint pliers. Not unlike this Craftsman made in the USA pair of slip joint pliers. You can see here in the back, it's got two different settings, right? I can open them up, slide to that other notch, and get to that setting. The difference on the twin grip is it has a push button setting, and there's 3 positions here. I've got it in the smallest position now. If I push this push button, ease it over a little bit, I can get that middle position, or the second position, and then the third position here. This one has 3 positions. The original 8-inch pair had 5 different positions for this push button. So at its core, it's really just a pair of slip joint pliers. You can see here they have the same jaw pattern they have on their Cobra pliers. You can see here how they look together. In fact, we can compare the jaw pattern here. You can see there's some similarities in the jaw pattern, but also some differences there as well. You get a bigger opening here in the Cobra pliers, much smaller, tighter opening here in the twin grips. Kind of overlay them up over top of each other. You can kind of see there. You can see the different makeup of the jaw pattern. On these Cobra pliers, you have a smooth surface right here on the jaws. It's the same if you look at the back here as well. It's smooth right here on these pliers. So a little bit different jaw pattern than you would see on the Cobra pliers of the same size. Of course, if we look at the tips there, you can see sort of a width comparison there of these two different pliers. Very similar. The twin grips are a little bit wider. That's how they look compared to the 6-inch Cobra pliers. Now, if you look really closely here at these jaws, you can see that they have a little opening here in the end. I don't know if that's designed to be a looper for a wire. It's open like that on both sides, so you could pass something all the way through that particular opening. But you'll notice here that it has that typical pattern that Knipex is known for grabbing hex fasteners. But you'll notice the teeth here on the bottom, they go in the direction away from the head of the pliers, and the teeth up top here, they go back in this direction. So the teeth are in opposing directions, so they give you a better grip. There's a real quick look there at what those jaws look like on both sides. Again, they have that push button there, spring-loaded here in the back. So that's what they look like there on the jaws. So if I take this 5/16 screw, you can see I can put this in there. Particularly catches it on the flat spots and in the corners to turn that screw head. I'll show you on a 9/16 here. It's really probably too big for these pliers, but you can get the idea here of how it grips onto that head. So you can grab in that position, but you can also, if you notice here on the end, these pliers are cut away, and I'm going to shut them here real quick. And you can see on the end, they're open right here. And that allows you to get a similar type of grip on the end of these pliers. So I can take this same nut that I had here on the side, put it here on the end, and you can see I can get a grip on it here, a very good grip actually, on the end of this nut, and turn it. right? So twin grip, you have two different positions you can grip on here. So here's an example of how well this can grip different fasteners. You can see I can grab this 5/16 inch hex screw here, no problem. I can turn it either way. Go to this 1/4 inch, I can grab the end of this fastener just fine. We can tighten that one up, or I can grab this round fastener, and it's the same difference. I mean, I can get a good grip, tighten that right up, or loosen it. So you can see you can grab all three of those different head types, no problem. If we take a look here at the jaw pattern, you can see what we have. We got cross hatching going across here, your typical orientation for pliers, but you'll notice right here at the end, they change this pattern and it goes the other way. It goes out to the end of the jaws, so it doesn't go across in this pattern. That allows you to grab screws from the end of these pliers. So you can see I can take something that doesn't have a head on it, or a round stock, I can pop it in there, and you can see it gets an excellent grip on it right there from the end. You can pull that, let's see if it's a screw with no head on it or what have you. You get an excellent grip there and turn that and bite on that. So that's one of the advantages as well. The other advantage is it fits through tight spaces better, right? So for example, with this Craftsman Made in the USA slip joint pliers, I can't fit it through this confined space. This hole, it won't pop through. I can take these twin grips, I can pop it right through here and it can reach through the other side. So it's got excellent reach and access situations like that. The other benefit of having this jaw on the end is that you can take like hose clamps, for example, and this is just an example, and it gets a nice grip on it. It's not going to slip out. And I can bite down on that and I don't have to worry about this slipping off like I would with the traditional pair of pliers, right? If I take this 7 1/4 inch Cobra pliers, and I can do the same thing, but much more likely that the wire kicks out. You see that? Just kicks out of those. But this guy does an excellent job of capturing that wire and keeping it in place. So that's some of the major benefits of these Knipex TwinGrip pliers. Now the idea I originally saw on this pair of Neji-saurus RX engineer pliers, right? You'll see here they have the same type of jaw pattern here on the end of these pliers. They reverse the serrations here, and it has elements of a traditional pair of pliers. Then it also has the ability to remove screws that are stripped out. So I can grab this screw, get a good grip on it there, and you can see I have an excellent grip on it. Even makes room for the head on this particular pair of pliers, right? And I could back this screw out if the head is stripped off or broken off. You can get the idea of how that works. But you can see here it's not slip joint. It's made more like a pair of lineman pliers. Just has that one setting and position on those pliers. So there are some of the benefits of the twin grip pliers, and I'll look at these brand new 150 millimeter or 6 inch Knipex pliers. You can see here that the regular 8 inch is quite a bit bigger than 150 millimeters. So this is something to be great for everyday carry, fit in your pocket really well, or a smaller tool pouch. Like I got this pouch over here. It would fit really well in this. You have that option with this guy. So I think it's pretty handy. I think it's more handy really than the 10 inch pair that they're offering, which to me is just really large, and you could probably use something else for that. If you want to buy just one pair of twin grip pliers, by all means, I think the 8201 200s, which is the 200 millimeter or 8 inch pair, is really the sweet spot. Like I said, this one has 5 positions here that you can adjust this at. It's got very fine teeth in it, so you can change these positions and get it right where you want it. Excellent pair of pliers. They also have a feature here to keep them from not pinching or anti-pinching, so it doesn't pinch your hand. So they bump right here to keep it from grabbing your hand. So it does an excellent job of making sure you don't get pinched, and that's common on a pair of pliers with the handles this close. Really good design there from Knipex. So there's the twin grip pliers in the brand new 150 millimeter size. It's out from Knipex. Check them out. I think it's a good option. I'll have a link to both of these in the description, including the 10 inch as well. Check them out and see what you think. Let me know in the comments if you think this new 150 millimeter or 6 inch pair would be helpful for you, or if you already have the 8 inch, and I don't know what you think in terms of which one's best for you. With that said, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. All these actions help me to continue to bring content to you here on the Project Pine Hills channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.